Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. Here we have a 2023 Toyota Tacoma. In this video, I'm going to go over how to do a bulk PPF installation on the hood. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, so we got the bulk PPF laid down on the hood. Now, I got my tack solution here. We're going to attach the PPF to the fender. So once again, my tack solution I'm using is just hot water. So got that tack down there. We don't want this tacking to the hood yet. So now we're going to go over to the driver's side. We're going to do the exact same thing. So what I want to do right now is I actually want to stretch this out a little bit. I want to create a little bit of tension across the back of the hood. Same thing. We're just spraying tack solution on the fender. I'm going to create some tension here. We'll hold that down. Perfect. Now we're going to come right over here to the front corner. And what we're going to try and do, seeing as underneath the PPF it's dry over here and the front bumper is now dry, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stretch this into place, and we're going to utilize that dry PPF. We're just going to stick that down to the bumper. Just like that. That's what we want. That would be good. Now we're going to go over to the passenger side. As you can see across the hood, the film is starting to build up a bit. We need to match that tension. So we're going to do it right over here as well too. Back. Hold this here for a little bit. Oh, this wants to lift up. Go. That's starting to want to pull back, but I think we'll be good. Okay, so now we've got good tension right across the front of the hood. That's what we want. Even tension across the back as well too. Now that we have a ton of slip solution underneath the film, we're just going to work these air bubbles out. I'm going to actually do the passenger side first, then we'll do the driver's side. So, first thing I'm going to do, take the palm of my hand. I'm going to try and push these air pockets out. That's what we want. Now, we're going to take and squeegee right down the middle. Overlapping squeegee strokes. Right. Perfect. Now, we're taking, you're probably wondering why we don't try and pull the solution out over here. Because of how sharp this ridge is right over here, this body line, I don't really want to pull this solution over top of that body line because of how much tension there is. So it's easier for us to just pull this straight out the back. Now that we're over here, what I am going to do is I'm actually going to get a knife. And I'm going to make a relief cut right here in bulk film. You can see how the paint protection film, it's starting to fold right over here. You don't want that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull that back, get my tack solution under the film. I'm going to lay that flat, and then you can see I'm holding that down, and I've got that tacked into place, and it's starting to lift again. There we go. Now with this air that's built up, we're just going to take our hand right like this, and we're going to push that air out the back. Because you want that film to lay as flat as possible. Now what I can do is I can start to squeegee this all down. You'll see how the PPF is not sticking right here because the film is actually pulled away from the bump or away from the hood because of how far out the headlight is. Now everything that's over here, we're going to take and we're going to pull it out the back. Go. That's good. Just like that. Now let's do the same thing on the driver's side. So I'm just spraying slip solution on the top of the film right now, just so my squeegee is going to properly glide. And we're going to repeat the process the exact same way as we did on the passenger side. So right now we're just working out the air and overlapping the squeegee strokes. So here I'm being very careful. I'm angling my squeegee at a slight angle. That way the solution that I'm squeegeeing is not being pushed back into an area that's already been squeegeed out. Now that we got that down, I'm gonna do the exact same thing over here that I did on the passenger side. So I'm just gonna take my knife, cut a section up there. I'm gonna pull the film back. Now, I'm gonna get my tack solution in there. Now, same thing we did on the passenger side. I'm just gonna pull this air out. I'm gonna pull it right out the back. Just like so. It's good. Continuing to overlap those squeegee strokes. And there we go. Now, we have a couple of last things that we need to do. If you want to come along over here, you can see how the paint protection film is actually lifting up, but it really needs to be squeegeed down because the actual end of the hood is right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to trim most of this excess film away. Cut. All right, so we got a bunch of the excess PPF trimmed off, as you can see. Now we want this paint protection film to lay down as flat as possible here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my squeegee right on that body line or on that edge. I'm going to go back and forth a couple times. Those edges are very, very common place to get lots of moisture trapped. Now we're going to come back, squeegee always at an angle. This time I'm pushing the solution out the back of the hood. So I'm going to do a couple insurance passes here just to make sure nothing else is left behind. There we go. Now we'll go over to the other side and we'll do the same thing there. All right, now that we're here on the other side, all I'm doing is just with my hands, massaging all the air that's out. Now we're gonna take and we're gonna work this body line back and forth multiple times, making sure that no solution is getting trapped. There we go. Now that the back is down, all we need to do is we need to let these edges dry out. Now we're gonna go to the front and then we're gonna get the front down. Okay, now all we need to do is we need to get these front corner pieces down. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of rolling up the paint protection film here. I'm gonna lift it up. And I'm gonna flush tack solution, or I'm gonna use the tack solution to flush out the slip solution. And there we go. That's down. Now let's go do the driver's side. All right, so we're just gonna release the tension over here. Got that slip solution out of there. All right, there we go. Now the very last thing I'm gonna do before we let these edges dry out is I'm just gonna take a microfiber towel and just gonna dry the whole hood off. Right now I'm looking for any contamination that may have been left behind under the paint protection film while I was doing my installation. If I were to find something right now, now is the best time to go pull the film back and get it, as the film is not bonded to the vehicle properly yet. One other thing to notice, and I'm not sure if the camera's picking this up, but you can see streaks all along the hood, everywhere where I squeegeed. Those streaks, you have nothing to worry about. What that is that's leftover adhesive, or leftover solution that's soaked into the adhesive. And even though I squeegeed all the solution out, this last remaining little bit, this will dissipate through the film within a couple hours. So this is nothing to be alarmed of if you're a beginner doing paint protection film. No need to redo the hood. That will all disappear. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more paint protection film content.